Hey everyone, French Tutor here. Welcome to my guide for Augusta, a 5-star Electro Broadblade main DPS who dishes out quick and powerful attacks, increases the damage of your party members, plus some shield mechanics. Let's go over her kit, how to optimize her, some advanced tech, useful animation cancels, her rotations, her builds, teams, sequence nodes, and much more. Feel free to use the timestamps as there are a lot of useful advanced tech and rotations. Alright, let's get started. Okay, first let's talk about her normal attacks. So she has a 4-hit basic attack sequence. Basic attack 1 is a horizontal slash. Basic attack 2, she's gonna spin forward twice like this. Basic attack 3, she's gonna swing her sword with her legs like this actually. So she's gonna swing and do something like that. Basic attack 4, she's just gonna plunge and leap forward like this. So not this one, but this one, basic attack 4 like that. With a resonance skill, to look at it clearly, it's just like a jump attack, you leap forward like this. One thing to note about this move is that it's going to knock back smaller enemies like this. And her resonance skill has a 15-second cooldown. Also note this attack has a good amount of AoE actually. For her normal heavy attack, she's just gonna slash horizontally like this. The follow-up for normal heavy attack is basic attack 2 like this. But her normal heavy attack is not that optimal, so you're not going to use it much. Her normal dodge counter is just going to be basic attack 2. Her mid-air attack looks like this. She's kind of like on top of her broad blade. You're going to use it sometimes as a follow-up and you'll see later. For her normal resonance liberation, she's going to slash forward and back multiple times. It's going to look like this. It's a pretty powerful move and it's considered heavy attack damage. One important thing about her normal resonance liberation is that it has super armor and it's highly resistant to interruption. So although a lot of her moves are interruptible, this is the move that you want to kind of save so that you can use in a tough spot. Also note this attack pulls in smaller enemies as well. Okay, now let's talk about her Forte Gauges. And she has a few. The first one you should learn is Prowess. This is the purple bar right up here. She can hold up to 100 points. And there's a specific list of moves that regenerate Prowess. So all her basic attacks, her normal heavy attack, her mid-air attack, and mid-air dodge counter, which is cool to have. Her normal resonance skill, normal dodge counter, and when her prowess is full, her enhanced dodge counter. So the two fastest way to gain prowess is as here that your intro skill fully restores it, but the other one that they don't tell you is your resonance skill. So your resonance skill is a great tool to fully regenerate prowess, your first Forte Gauge. And just as a bonus, basic attack 1 to 3 fully restores prowess as well. You don't even need basic attack 4. So what happens when your first Forte Gauge prowess is full? This unlocks 3 attacks. Enhanced heavy attack Thunder Roar Backstep, Thunder Roar Spin Slash, and Thunder Roar Uppercut. So these names sound like what they are. Thunder Roar Backstep, you're going to attack and then pretty much step backwards. So hold your normal attack to use this, and once you release or press normal attack again, you're going to follow up with Thunder Roar Spin Slash. So you'll spin slash forward like this. So these are your 2 grounded enhanced heavy attacks. And here's a useful tip. You can actually hold enhanced heavy attack backstep for a long time. You just have to hold your normal attack button for a few seconds and then you can release. So there's actually a reason why this can be useful. So backstep and spin slash are great evasive moves. You can see here I backstepped and dodged this attack. And also with spin slash I can thrust forward and evade attacks, and it goes through large enemies. These 2 attacks also pulls in and drags enemies around in a circle, so it's amazing for crowd control as well. Backstep and spin slash is generally used more, it does more damage than uppercut, plus it generates a little bit more forte for our second Forte Gauge, which I'll talk about later, so it's more efficient to use and stay grounded. Now for your aerial enhanced heavy attack, Thunder Roar Uppercut, when your prowess is full, you just have to press the jump button. And it's like an uppercut Shoryuken like this. But the other easiest way to do uppercut is by using your resonance skill and immediately pressing your resonance skill again. One extra detail about uppercut is that sometimes if you use your resonance skill and you hold your normal attack trying to use backstep and spin slash, sometimes an uppercut comes out. So it feels a little janky, so you want to avoid this. You want to wait just a little bit after your resonance skill hits, and then hold your normal attack. You should be able to use backstep to spin slash. Uppercut is not the most efficient move, generates less forte, less damage, But there are certain rotations where it feels very smooth and transitions to her other moves, so I'm going to show you later. It's not the most meta move, but still, I'll show you how to use it efficiently later. Now let's talk about our second Forte Gauge, Ascendancy. It's this circular Forte Gauge in the middle right here. It kind of resembles a sun. It can hold up to 100 points. And to gain Ascendancy, you can use all of your normal attacks to deal damage. So now all of your enhanced heavy attacks, you can gain Forte with now. And again, just like Prowess, you can use your basic attacks, mid-air attacks, your dodge counters, and everything else. And now also your normal Resonance Liberation will also gain Forte for Ascendancy, which restores 40%. Your intro skill gains 20%, and your resonance skill gains 10%. And note that these 3 skills you don't have to hit to gain Ascendancy. So now you just have to get the remaining 30% Ascendancy, and usually you can use 2 rounds of your enhanced heavy attacks. So 2 sets of your grounded enhanced heavy attacks, backstep and spin slash. And then you should be able to get a full Forte Gauge. And again, as mentioned before, your enhanced heavy attack Uppercut restores a little bit less Forte. Now what happens when you get full Ascendancy? You unlock 3 enhanced resonance skills. The first one is called Undying Sunlight Strike. Augusta charges forward with her Griffix and it looks like this. The second one is called Undying Sunlight Leap. She does an uppercut again and does this kind of charging up animation. And lastly, Undying Sunlight Plunge, where she plunges down with her Griffix and does a ton of damage. And it looks like this. So some few extra details for these enhanced resonance skills. For enhanced resonance skill Strike, just press your resonance skill to cast it. But when you're using enhanced resonance skill Leap or Plunge, you can either press your normal attack or your resonance skill. So you could keep spamming your normal attack or your resonance skill or a mixture of both for those 2 attacks. Now one important thing about Strike, this attack can be cast in mid-air. So the main reason why you can cast this in mid-air, they want you to connect it with your enhanced heavy attack Uppercut. So in certain rotations, you can use your enhanced heavy attack Uppercut into your enhanced resonance skill Strike. So it's a nice smooth transition, but not the most efficient, and it's pretty fun to use, and I'll show you later how to do it. Now the most important enhanced resonance skill, Undying Sunlight Plunge, is that this one is the only one considered heavy attack damage. The other ones are considered resonance skill damage. But the most important thing is that this attack grants you 1 stack of Majesty. So now let's segue into her third Forte Gauge, and don't worry, it's not as confusing as it sounds. So basically, Augusta needs 2 stacks of Majesty in order to unlock her enhanced Resonance Liberation. So in normal circumstances, you will probably have 2 stacks of Majesty. So I promise to explain what Majesty is later. I just don't want to overwhelm you with so much information. So now after you get 2 stacks of Majesty, after your enhanced Resonance skill Plunge, you need to hold your Resonance Liberation button to cast her enhanced Resonance Liberation. Sublime is the sun. She's going to generate the Ruler's Realm, which I'll explain later, and enters the Sworn Allegiance state. In this state, for 7 seconds, time is going to be stopped, so it stops the timer in the Tower of Adversity, and anyone on field, any targets, or any party members too. And in this state, you can cast your Enhanced Resonance Liberation, Sublime is the Sun, Sunborn. Just constantly press your normal attack, and you can do this skill 9 times, so it's like an Omni Slash move. And finally, you have your finisher, your Enhanced Resonance Liberation. Sublime is the Sun Everbright Protector. You basically finish off your rotation with a super strong move, and time will resume. You can cast this by using Sunborn 9 times, or after Sworn Allegiance ends, which is 7 seconds, or you can hold your Resonance Liberation early, and you can cast this ultimate move right away. And this is useful when you don't need all 9 slashes, and you can just finish off a boss quickly at the end. And this will consume all stacks of Crown of Wills, and I'll explain this very soon as well. So real quick, how do we gain the other stack of Majesty? Basically, we have to take a look at her outro skill and her second inherent skill. Basically, when Augusta has a full Concerto gauge, the next party member is going to gain her outro skill buffs. And this Resonator also needs to cast their outro skill. And once they do that, you gain 1 stack of Majesty. So pretty much it's just going to happen in your team rotations. And one important thing, Make sure to cast your outro skill with this resonator. Do not switch them out, or you will lose the effects of Augusta's outro skill. So no quick swapping once you receive these buffs. And while we're talking about our outro skill, it also gives 15% damage amplification for all attributes. So she supports her other party members well too. Also from her second inherent skill, Augusta just needs to be out of combat for 4 seconds. And if you have less than 1 stack of Majesty, you'll restore 1. And this doesn't mean going off field, it just means literally out of combat, like nowhere near any enemies. So in the overworld where you're not fighting, and if you're like in the Tower of Adversity, right before you start, you should wait a few seconds before you gain 1 stack of Majesty. Okay, let's review what we just learned by learning a rotation. So what you see on screen is the basic, most standard rotation for Augusta. So you can pause here to take a look, and let me just show you visually, especially because I'm also doing the optimal animation cancelling. So first we're going to go in with our intro, and that's going to give us full prowess. So that's when we want to use our enhanced heavy attack 1 and 2, backstep into spin slash. So we're going to do that right here, boom, boom, and then from here, so now the follow-up to this is your resonance skill. It's just an easier follow-up, which I'll explain later, and that's going to fill your prowess to full again. So we're going to use resonance skill, and then we get full prowess here, well it's going to, and then we're going to use our normal liberation right away here. So we do that. So again, full prowess, that means another enhanced heavy attack 1 and 2. So let's do that real quick. And as you can see here, after that's done, our middle Forte Gauge, our second Forte Gauge ascendancy is full now. So the follow-up here is going to be my enhanced resonance skill chain, strike, leap into plunge. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then 3, and then we're going to actually hold our liberation right here. You see I'm holding my liberation to activate my enhanced liberation part 1. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to use this 9 times, 9 slashes, and then it's going to automatically cast enhanced liberation part 2, and then that's the finish right there. And then the bonus here is you can just do an echo swap cancel here to your next character. Okay, let's look at that in normal speed. We're going to go in with intro skill, enhance heavy attack 1, 2, resonance skill to normal liberation, enhance heavy attack 1, 2 again into our enhanced resonance skill chain, and then we're going to hold liberation to unlock our enhanced liberation part 1, and then we're going to cast this 9 times into our enhanced liberation part 2, and then an optional echo swap cancel. Now the fastest Augusta rotation is this more advanced one. So this one is not for review, I'm just gonna break it down a bit, and let me explain why it's faster. So let's start with our intro skill, and then again, let's use our enhanced heavy attack 1, 2, but the difference here is that we're going to cancel out enhanced heavy attack 2, spin slash, with our liberation. So you see here, that was a smooth transition, right? So if you try to cancel out spin slash with your resonance skill, you can't, which is actually kind of odd, right? So we'll cancel that animation with our normal liberation instead. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter which rotation, there's a little delay after your normal liberation. But let's follow this up with our resonance skill. Okay, so now here's the thing. You have to wait a little bit. You can't like hold your normal attack to use your enhanced heavy attack 1, 2 right away. Because if you do that, sometimes it does your uppercut. So that's why this is a harder rotation, and I don't recommend it for beginners. Like if you get the timing wrong, you're not going to be able to pull off the enhanced heavy attack 1 and 2 right here. So as soon as the second hit of enhanced heavy attack spin slash, you can start your enhanced resonance skill chain right away. So you do that quickly, boom, you come down, and that's why this is slightly faster. And again, you just use your enhanced liberation part 1 and part 2 and your optional echo swap cancel. Now let's talk about optimal animation cancelling. Okay, so the first skill we want to talk about is enhanced heavy attack, spin slash. So let's slowly take a look at this move. So first, let's just look at backstep for a second and see how the animation looks like. So we're gonna backstep here, and then this is the starting position for spin slash. Now this move does 3 instances of damage. She first charges forward for the initial hit, and then she's gonna swing around, which hits twice. So slowly it's going to look like this, and then this is the end position right here. So you see that 3 instances of damage, But actually, we can cancel this animation earlier than this position, as long as these two numbers come out. So it's like a few moments before this position. Okay, let's take a look at this footage. This is actually the fastest animation cancel I did with this. So we're gonna go slowly here. First, we're gonna get that first hit like that. And let's go frame by frame, because if you want to do it really fast, you just have to wait for the numbers to come out. So let's see, we get those 2 instances of damage. She's charging through. She's swinging her sword here now. And then going to actually hear that sound, the second sound hitting, and you can see the circle forming, okay? So once you get like some impact and hitting, you're gonna see these numbers come out, right? You can immediately press your liberation here. So in this footage, I just did it super fast. So we're gonna cancel with our normal liberation like that. And normal speed, it's gonna look this fast. Yep, so right away, you see how fast that was? It's best to cancel this with normal liberation, because actually you can't cancel the enhanced heavy attack 2 spin slash with your resonance skill. You have to wait for the end animation actually. So this is way faster. So try it out this way. The next animation you want to cancel is your resonance skill. We're gonna cancel it with our normal liberation. So if you're going to use the standard basic rotation, it's good to animation cancel your resonance skill. So basically, you just wait for your broad blade to land on the enemies and just right away, just press your liberation, that's it. So slowly, it's just going to look like this, land, and then use your normal liberation right away. Another important animation cancel is your enhanced resonance skill, plunge. So we want to actually cancel this into our enhanced liberation where we have to hold the liberation button. But when is the best time to hold our liberation button? Well, first, let's see how this attack works. It does 2 instances of damage. So basically, when the Griffix plunges down and touches the enemy, that does an instance of damage already right there, right? And then right afterwards, some lightning is going to shoot down like this, okay? And that takes a little bit of time for the aftershock to set in, and you'll get these other set of numbers, the second instance of damage. Okay, let's look at the fastest possible animation cancel for this. So you'd be surprised actually. So we're going to plunge down, and I would say if we go frame by frame here, around the halfway point, I'm already holding my liberation right here. So that gives me enough time to get the initial hit of the plunge. And it's so fast that even the numbers don't even come out. But you can see that it does damage, but it doesn't do that much actually. But I'm gonna cancel this entire animation with my liberation like this, right? And then afterwards, you can see the damage went all the way up to here. That means the second strong hit still hits, as long as you get the initial hit on impact. But in order to cancel quickly, hold it while like in between, like at the halfway point of the plunge. So it's going to look like this in normal speed. And that's how it works. Okay, now let's talk about quick swapping. The first attack you want to learn how to quick swap is a resonance skill. So you can do this very quickly. You can just press your resonance skill and switch right away. So there's no real timing to it. You could also quickly swap cancel her normal liberation like this. So you just use it and then switch right away and it should work. But that is a pretty big damage loss, like using it without your heavy attack damage bonus buff. Also with the current teams, it's sometimes like kind of too fast to use it. It kind of ruins some rotations in my opinion. So we might have to see like if this is actually useful, more useful in the future maybe. The second most important move we have to learn how to quick swap is your enhanced heavy attack 1 and 2 backstep to spin slash. So it's gonna look something like this. And just like that. The timing is actually pretty difficult, so let me show you step by step. Because if you do the timing wrong and swap out too early, it's not going to work. It's just going to cancel out spin slash. Okay, so let's take a look at backstep first. So she's going to hit and then step backwards, right? And let's just look at that animation slowly. She's going to come, right? And then she's going to come to this position where she can just sit on her sword. So that's how the animation looks like. We actually want to swap out to another character a bit before this. Okay, slowly, let's see how this works. Let's go to backstep. And then we're going to go slowly. And then let's see the moment that I switch out. Let's go frame by frame here. Okay, so she's about to take a seat. Oh, there it is. Right about to sit on the sword, but that's when we swap out. Well, you could do this a little earlier actually. A little bit earlier. And then she's going to get into this new position. Now, she's going to switch her stance. You see that? She puts the broad blade behind her and she's about to lunge forward, right? So we complete the animation like that. And that's how you quick swap enhanced heavy attack backstep. If you are an uppercutter, you can follow up with a attack that can be used in midair with another character. So for example, I use my uppercut and then swap to Shorekeeper, and I can plunge like this. Same thing with her echo skill, you use it and swap right away. You can cancel it at any time. So it could be useful in your first rotation in the beginning, or at the end of your rotation and you quick swap out. Now I want to talk about how to get a head start with your rotations. So before you go with the intro skill, try casting at least one resonance skill and a set of enhanced heavy attack 1 and 2, backstep and spin slash. If you do these before your intro, and your first rotation, you should be able to shorten Augusta's on-field rotation. So here's a short example. So I'm going to start with Augusta's resonance skill and then quick swap into Mortefi and Shorekeeper. So we do a bunch of things here and quick swap. And then we're going to do a basic 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to switch back into Augusta. Now we're going to use our enhanced heavy attack 1 and 2. And then we're going to quick swap out of that. And then we're all set now. So now when we go in with our intro skill, all we need to do is one more enhanced heavy attack 1 and 2 into liberation, and then that's it. We have full ascendancy. So we use intro, enhanced heavy attack 1, 2, cancel with normal liberation, and then you see here we have full ascendancy and our enhanced resonance skill chain is unlocked. So now we can just do that right away. We don't need to use another normal resonance skill because it's we have full ascendancy already. And then you just go into your enhanced liberation and you're done. Once we learn how to shorten our rotations, now we can learn how to do our uppercut rotations. So no one really talks about these or use these, but I love them and I think they have some uses. Now we're gonna come in with our intro, and the order is a little bit different here. I'm gonna use my resonance skill into my normal liberation, into my uppercut by pressing jump. That'll be enough ascendancy for me to use my enhanced resonance skill chain. So it's going to look like this slowly, like this, resonance skill first, normal liberation, uppercut, and guess what? We can connect this enhanced resonance skill in the air. So it connects like that. You see that? And now we do another uppercut and then we dive down, and I think this is one of the most fun rotations she has. So intro, resonance skill, normal liberation, uppercut into enhanced resonance skill 1, 2, and 3. If you liked the video so far, please make sure to like and subscribe. It's one of the best ways to support me. Thank you. Okay, now let me explain some extra stuff from her kit. As mentioned before, Augusta is going to generate Ruler's Realm when she casts her Enhanced Resonance Liberation. This lasts for 30 seconds. So basically, when your party members cast their intro skill, they gain a shield equal to 650 plus 5% of Augusta's max HP for 10 seconds. This is just a way to activate the Crown of Valor Sonata set bonuses, so something to keep in mind. The next term that you will see in our kit is called Crown of Wills. Basically, this gives you 15% electro damage bonus up to 1 stack. And after you use your ultimate, your Enhanced Resonance Liberation Part 2, all stacks of Crown of Wills are removed. One way to get Crown of Wills, again from her outro skill, when a party member gains buffs from Augusta's outro skill, again that resonator just needs to cast their outro skill, and as mentioned before, they'll get 1 stack of Majesty and 1 stack of Crown of Wills. And the other way again is from her second inherent skill. When she is out of combat, over 4 seconds, she will fully restore Crown of Wills. And the last thing to talk about is her first inherent skill. When Augusta deals damage, she gains a shield equal to 350 plus 2.5% of her max HP for 5 seconds. So again, not a very strong shield, just something to activate the bonuses from the Crown of Valor set. Okay, now for team rotations. We're going to do a very basic standard rotation with Augusta, Mortefi, and Verina. So first, let's switch into Verina and do a basic attack 3, 4, 5. So we're going to switch in 3, 4, 5. Now let's cancel that with our resonance skill into our echo, into our liberation like this. And just like that. And then we want to jump cancel and do mid attack 1 and 2. You can do another if you need to, but hopefully you're using at least variation on her. So we're going to jump cancel 1, 2. Now we're going to intro with Mortefi. Immediately use your resonance skill. Now you have a full forte, and then you can use as an enhanced resonance skill. And from here, you just do basic 1 to 4. So you go 1, 2, 3, and then 4 like that. Now you get a full Forte Gauge, use his enhanced resonance skill again, liberation, and then echo skill swap cancel out. Now let's intro with Augusta. Let's use an enhanced heavy attack 1, 2, and then resonance skill into normal liberation, and then again enhanced heavy attack 1, 2, and now we can unlock our enhanced resonance skill chain. So enhanced resonance skill 1, 2, 3, and then let's make sure to hold our liberation like around the midpoint of the plunge, and then unlock our enhanced liberation, and then let's do our 9 slashes part 1, right? 9 slashes, and then enhanced liberation part 2, and then echo as an option for you. Echo swap cancel if you want to. Okay, let's watch in normal speed. We're gonna switch into Verina, use our basic 3 to 5, and then resonance skill echo, and then liberation. And then yep, Mortefi, yeah, a little fast. Yeah, use our full basic attack chain after our resonance skill that recovers more forte. Intro, enhanced heavy attack 1, 2, resonance skill to normal liberation, enhanced heavy attack 1, 2, now our enhanced resonance skill chain, plunge, unlock our enhanced liberation part 1, and then you go into part 2 just like that. And that's it. Okay, let's do an advanced rotation with Mortefi and Shorekeeper. Now let's be mindful of our animation cancels and trying to be more optimal. Okay, right off the bat, we're gonna use Augusta's resonance skill, Mortefi's resonance skill, and then into Shorekeeper's liberation. We want to do this because Shorekeeper's like cooldown on our liberation takes a while, so we want to use it right away. We go into our basic 3, and then we're gonna switch into Augusta and use enhanced heavy attack 1 and 2, and then we're gonna swap out quickly, really quickly here. Now Mortefi can use basic attack 4 here, and you should get full forte here. Bam, right there. And then use your enhanced resonance skill into our echo skill. Let's swap cancel that, go into Shorekeeper. We're gonna do 1 basic attack automatically, and let's use our enhanced heavy attack. And let's also use our echo and resonance skill together and then dash cancel out of that. So like that, right? We're gonna do another basic 1, 2, 3, and then swap into Mortefi. Let him do his basic attack 4, 1, 2. Let's go into Shorekeeper, do another basic attack 1 into enhanced heavy attack. And a concerto should be up. It depends on your weapon and what rank your weapon is. So you might have to do a few more basic attacks if you need to. Swap into Mortefi. So now we have a little bit left on his Forte Gauge to do his enhanced resonance skill. So let's use basic 1, 2, and then that should be enough. Let's use enhanced resonance skill here into our liberation. That should give us full Forte Gauge. Let's switch into Augusta. Option A is our grounded enhanced heavy attacks. So we'll go in with our intro, enhanced heavy attack 1, 2. Let's cancel the second swing with our normal liberation. Into our enhanced resonance skill chain 1, 2, and 3. And then let's unlock our enhanced liberation. Let's do part 1, do 9 slashes, and then enhanced liberation part 2. That is your first option. And as promised, here is option B, an uppercut rotation. So we're gonna go with our intro skill and then use our resonance skill right away. And once we get this timing, we use our normal liberation. And actually that's kind of hard actually to do. We do that and then just press jump to use uppercut. And then guess what? Our enhanced resonance skill is unlocked here. Now we can transition in midair to enhanced skill 1, 2, and 3 just like that. Isn't that cool? And then we unlock our enhanced liberation part 1. And then we're gonna skip into part 2 here, and that's the rotation. Okay, let's go in full speed here. Use our double resonance skill into Shorekeeper's liberation. And then we're gonna do a lot of swap canceling here. Yep, it was pretty fast. Yeah, there's a lot of things to do here. Swap into Mortefi's basics. Let's switch in. It has resonance skill, liberation. Swap in normal speed for option A rotation with our grounded enhanced heavy attacks. Intro, enhanced heavy attack 1, 2, normal liberation cancel that. Into our resonance skill chain 1, 2, 3. Unlock our enhanced liberation part 1, use it 9 times, and then go into enhanced liberation part 2, and you're done with that. Option B is our mid-air enhanced heavy attack uppercut. So we're gonna go intro, resonance skill first to normal liberation, into uppercut, into our enhanced resonance skill 1, 2, 3, and then unlock our enhanced liberation part 1, and then we go into part 2 just like that. Okay, so all of that was our first rotations, but what about our second rotation? It's something to mention because now we're going to go into Shorekeeper. and she cannot swap out, right? So this is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna switch into Shorekeeper and we're gonna use her enhanced intro skill. And then, as you can see, our liberation is not up yet actually, even though we used it right away before, right? So we're just gonna do a basic attack 1, 2, 3 into our liberation right here. And depending on what weapon you have, I like to do just a full basic attack sequence here, just 1, 2, 3, and then 4 enhanced heavy attack, resonance skill, echo skill together, and then I should have a 4 Forte Gauge here. This rotation really depends on what weapon you have with her. Anyways, we switch into Mortefi here. We intro, and now we use this resonance skill into enhanced resonance skill to echo skill, and then we're gonna swap cancel that, right? We're actually gonna combine Augusta's resonance skill into enhanced heavy attack 1, 2 here, and then remember you need to time this right. So we're gonna swap out into Mortefi here. He's gonna use basic attack 4 automatically, right, like that. But then let's finish off the rotation. Let's go basic 1, 2, and then 3, and another 4 right here. We should have full Forte here. Now let's use his enhanced resonance skill here into his resonance liberation. And now we switch into Augusta. We use our intro into our enhanced heavy attack 1, 2. But now our normal liberation, you're going to have some cooldown time, honestly. So here, depending on how much time you have, you shouldn't have that much of a cooldown time, honestly. But if you want, you can just maybe use your echo skills. You can use them twice if you want. But honestly, I'm just gonna wait a little bit and just use my normal liberation here. And then full ascendancy again. Enhanced resonance skill chain 1, 2, and 3. Plunge. Enhanced liberation 1. And then we can do another liberation part 2. And then we repeat that whole cycle again. And that's how you do it. Let's watch that at normal speed. We switch into Shorekeeper, enhanced intro skill. Basic 1, 2, 3 into liberation. So the cooldown is like perfect right there, right? Let's watch that at normal speed. We switch into Shorekeeper, enhanced intro skill. Basic 1, 2, 3 into liberation. So the cooldown is like perfect right there, right? And then again, we're gonna do basic full sequence, enhanced heavy attack, echo skill, resonance skill. Into enhanced resonance skill, echo swap cancel. Into enhanced heavy attack 1, 2 swap cancel. Let's do basic attack 4 and then a full basic attack sequence here. Enhanced resonance skill to liberation, and then we're gonna go into Augusta here, and your usual grounded enhanced heavy attack 1, 2, normal liberation, enhanced resonance skill chain 1, 2, 3, unlock enhanced resonance liberation part 1 into part 2, and that's your second rotation. As a bonus, we have one more uppercut rotation. So the rotation before our intro skill is actually different here. So we're gonna go double resonance skill again. So this part is the same, but we're gonna go into Shorekeeper and we're gonna do basic attack 1, 2, 3. And then this time we'll go into Mortefi. We'll go into basic attack 4, use our enhanced resonance skill into our echo swap cancel. We have to switch into Augusta quickly here though. And this is when we use our uppercut. But now in midair, we're gonna switch to Shorekeeper and use her midair attack, okay? So it's a little hard to see here, but I landed with my midair attack. And that'll give me a full Forte Gauge, so I'm going to use my enhanced heavy attack into our echo skill, into resonance skill, dash cancel out. Do another basic 1, 2, 3, into Mortefi's basic 4, and then come back into Shorekeeper, do one more basic attack into enhanced heavy attack, and that should give enough to use my outro skill. Switch into Mortefi again, and then it's the same deal. Use some basics here, and then use our enhanced resonance skill, and then into our liberation. Now we switch into Augusta. Now when we intro in with Augusta, it's slightly different. At the end, we want to add a resonance skill to get some ascendancy. But remember, you don't have to hit it though. So we're gonna use our intro and then use our enhanced heavy attack 1, 2, cancel with normal liberation. And now here, we have just a little speck of ascendancy left that we need. We're gonna use our resonance skill, but check this out. I use my resonance skill, but I canceled it with my enhanced resonance skill chain. You see that? That's kind of funny, right? So the resonance skill doesn't even come out. So I go enhance resonance skill 1, 2, 3, and then into our liberation part 1, and then into part 2, and that's that for this bonus rotation. Okay, let's look at that normal speed, double resonance skill, switch to Shorekeeper liberation first, and Mortefi instead here, and then we're gonna set up with Mortefi here, echo swap cancel, uppercut, plunge with Shorekeeper, and then do the similar rotation as before, right? And then we're gonna swap in basics to use our enhanced resonance skill, liberation, and then we go in, enhanced heavy attack 1, 2, cancel with normal liberation, and then resonance skill cancel into our enhanced resonance skill. You saw that? No slamming down with her broad blade. Enhanced liberation part 1 into part 2, and then we're finally done. For Forte Priority, level up your resonance liberation first, followed by your Forte circuit, normal attack, resonance skill, and then intro skill. For the Forte levels, I would keep resonance liberation, Forte circuit, and normal attack to level 10. Resonance skill, I would keep it at level 8, like it does a good deal of damage. And intro skill, level 6 to 8. Now for weapon options, her signature weapon, Thunder Flare Dominion, is obviously the best option. The base attack is ridiculously high for this weapon, and the crit rate is almost half of the other weapons. So that's kind of the balance here. This buffs heavy attack damage, and allows your heavy attack damage to ignore defense when you obtain shield. Your next best option is Verdant Summit, has a substat of crit damage. This gives attribute damage bonus by 12%, and it buffs up heavy attack damage bonus up to 48%. So this is a really strong weapon choice for Augusta. Next, I would go with Aegis of Harvest, more crit rate, some attribute damage bonus, and this buffs up resonance skill, and she does a little bit of resonance skill damage, so it's not completely just a stat stick. Wildfire Mark is just a stat stick. You get crit damage, you get some attack percent, but the liberation damage bonus you can't utilize. But it is better than Lustrous Razor. If this is your only 5-star option, go for it too. And again, this resonance liberation damage bonus doesn't do anything. Now on the patch of Augusta's release, they introduced new Pioneer podcast weapons. So this is extremely good with Augusta. You can see at max rank, it gives 34.5% heavy attack damage bonus, and has a substat of crit damage, which is crazy. This would be your next best option. If you have Autumn Trace already, that is your next best option. This also buffs up heavy attack damage bonus. This is something to consider as well. For free to play options, I would go for the Waning Redshift, and then you can go for the Helios Cleaver. And if you only have 3-star options, that's fine too. Check your inventory. If you have Guardian Broadblade, it buffs up heavy attack damage bonus. If not, Broadblade of Night is also a very safe choice. For her Echo build, you want the new 3-piece set Crown of Valor and the 2-piece Void Thunder set. If you're in the early or mid game, you can just do a 5-piece Void Thunder set. For the 3-piece Crown of Valor Sonata set, you can get up to 30% attack and 20% crit damage upon gaining shields. So it's perfect for Augusta, who is constantly shielding up. For the cost 4 Echo, you want to farm the False Sovereign, the new boss for patch 2.6. For cost 4 Echoes, you want to go crit rate or crit damage, whichever you need more. And if you have her sequence nodes that require more crit rate, go for crit rate. Cost 3 Echoes, you want electro damage bonus, and cost 1 Echoes, attack percent. For substat priorities, of course, first priority is crit rate and crit damage, followed by attack percent and heavy attack damage bonus. You definitely need energy regen, and flight attack is always good to have too. For her teams, this is her most friendly free-to-play option. With Mortefi and Verina, Mortefi is going to buff up her heavy attack damage bonus. If you can slot in Shorekeeper, that would be better here, because I like to work with Augusta's uppercuts and Shorekeeper's mid-air attacks. But if you don't have Shorekeeper, Verina is good too. If you don't have Mortefi and you have Yinlin, you can use her. She buffs up electro damage bonus, not as good as heavy attack damage bonus though, but Yinlin's personal damage can make up for it. Augusta with Frolova is another option, but they do have some anti-synergy together. Frolova's Hecate in Liberation mode is completely cancelled out when Augusta uses her Enhanced Liberation Part 2. Also, even though Augusta can use her Echo skill twice, Hecate's enhanced attacks only once. Frolova does provide heavy attack damage bonus, has quick rotations, and does a lot of personal damage, so that's why this team can still work. And if you want, you can put in Cantarella, but it's like the synergy isn't that great. But if your Cantarella is built well and they can dish out damage, it's doable, but the synergy is not the best. And what if you don't have Mortefi? Honestly, in the second slot, anyone that is a sub DPS that does decent damage can just go in this slot as well. I think Spectral Rover is a fantastic choice. More personal damage, a universal outro skill. This could work if you don't have Mortefi. And if you're planning to pull for Yuno, you can just wait for her. Yuno, she'll be coming in the second half of patch 2.6. It's confirmed that she amplifies heavy attack damage bonus, and other parts of her kit work really well with Augusta. I won't go into too much details in this guide, but get ready for that kind of team. Now for her sequence nodes. So now each stack of Crown of Wills gives 15% crit damage, and since you get one more stack and a limit of 2, you will get 30% electro damage bonus and 30% crit damage. And casting your intro skill will give Crown of Wills now. Also, your enhanced resonance skill chain, you're now immune to interruption, which is great since sometimes you have to dodge and they can get interrupted, and it kind of holds you back from using your enhanced resonance liberation. For S2, your Crown of Wills does even more. You're going to get 20% crit rate for each stack. So since you get 2 stacks from S1, now you have more than 40%. And then for every 1% crit rate over 100%, Augusta gains 2% crit damage. So that's really nuts and really strong. You definitely want to use a cost 4 crit rate echo. So yeah, I think this is a great stopping point for your sequence nodes. Or if you want a little bit more damage, you can consider S3. Basically your enhanced heavy attacks, enhanced resonance skill 3 plunge, which is the strongest one, and your liberation attacks are all boosted with 25% more damage. And this is also pretty good to have. S4 is kind of a support one. You can increase the attack of all your party members by 20% for 30 seconds after using your intro skill. S5 increases the power of her shield that she gets from her inherent skill, but even then her shield is still not even that great. For S6, now you can hold up to 4 stacks of Crown of Wills, so that means 60% crit damage and 60% electro damage bonus, which is insane. And again, if you reach this cap of 150% crit rate, you gain 2% crit damage up to 50%. Now that's a lot of damage. Now she can gain Crown of Wills from her enhanced heavy attack spin slash and uppercut. And now your enhanced heavy attack spin slash and uppercut triggers something called Thunder Rage, which does more electro damage. So that's a little nice plus to have, and it's considered heavy attack damage. This is just going to make her super strong just from Crown of Wills. Alright, thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe. Also feel free to follow me on Twitch and join our Discord. I have some more character guides and beginner guides on the left here. And thank you again for watching. Take care now.